Golly Danish bricks, Batman! Last weekend, the Lego Batman movie opened in theaters and reminded us why we love Gotham's Caped Crusader in the first place. Now, one of the best parts of the Lego Batman movie is the slew of supervillains they managed to include. Batman, inarguably, has the best rogues gallery in all of comics, and they pulled out all the stops. Yet for every Joker and Poison Ivy and Riddler and Scarecrow and Catwoman and Harley Quinn, there's another way crappier villain lurking in the shadows. So in today's episode of the Dan Cave, we're gonna count down some of the best worst villains in Batman history. Crazy Quilt. When a painter was blinded by a gunshot, he gained the incredible power to see exclusively in bright colors, okay? Which basically turned his world into a Lisa Frank hellscape. Driven insane, he did what any one of us would do. Put on a mind control helmet that let him show other people bright lights to dazzle them. And sometimes shoot lasers. Look, this dude straight up sucks. And it looks like he bought his outfit from your aunt's Etsy store, which, I'm sorry, your aunt's Etsy store also sucks. Condiment King. Batman the Animated Series gave us many wonderful original characters like Harley Quinn. It also gave us lame-ass characters like Condiment King. This dude basically wields super soakers full of ketchup and mustard and makes a mess hoping to maybe give you anaphylactic shock if you're allergic. He was envisioned as a parody of the 1966 era Adam West Batman villains, but he was just profoundly stupid. A trait exemplified by the time he slipped on ketchup and nearly fell off a roof to his death. I wish he had. Mr. Camera. Now, shockingly, Mr. Camera's not the name of an electronics store or a villain on the tick, but rather it's the name of a real villain in Gotham City who wears a giant helmet shaped like a camera and likes to record footage of people while he commits crimes. Now, his greatest coup was actually capturing footage of Batman and Robin's secret identities, but he was never able to use it to blackmail them because he's so shitty at what he does that it was grainier than the Patterson-Gimlin film, or this video if you drop the resolution down to 144p. Can you see me? Or am I just a bunch of pixelated squares? Polka Dot Man. Just let that name sink in. Polka Dot Man. Does that instill terror into your heart? Does it make you think, oh, that's a smooth criminal who commits dot-related crimes and can turn polka dots into various weapons? No? Well, maybe it should, because that's actually exactly what he does. His costume and powers could be cool in theory, but evidently this guy's so incompetent that Harvey Bullock, of all people, once beat him to a pulp with a baseball bat. Not even Batman. Harvey Bullock. Get it together, dude. Harvey Bullock. Ten-Eyed Man. Hey, what's better than two eyes? You'd probably say 3 eyes, right? Well, that's dumb as hell, because why stop at 3 eyes when you can have 10 eyes? Oh, right, you might be asking, hey Dan, where would you put 10 eyes? Well, what about on your fingertips? You know, that old chestnut. That old what could go wrong with putting ultra-sensitive optic nerves on your fingertips chestnut. Anyway, that's basically the MO of this blinded Vietnam veteran turned shitty supervillain named Ten-Eyed Man. And in case you're thinking like, hey, he sounds like he's got a real vision for crime. Shut up, that's a bad pun. No, he doesn't. Batman beats him by making him catch stuff, and he's like, ow, my eye fingies! And then he loses. This guy sucks. Penny Plunderer. Did you ever wonder why Batman has a giant penny in the Batcave? Well, it's because of this grade A moron. He was a villain who got caught stealing pennies and then went on to commit penny-related crimes. It's like the get-rich scheme in Office Space, but on a much smaller and dumber and less effective scale. And honestly, how threatening can you be when your true nemesis is a hand-cranked crushing machine found in most museum lobbies? No, my pennies! Curse you, Batman! And this machine in a lobby that cost 50 cents to crush 1 penny into something that has a museum thing on it. I suck. Orca. Now, a lot of great comic book artists get their start on places like DeviantArt, but far fewer great villains get their start on places like DeviantArt. And Orca is basically what happens when you black out while doing LSD and watching nothing but hentai for 24 hours. In short, Orca is a marine biologist who gets turned into a weird boob whale after an accident leaves her paralyzed. And her claim to fame is ostensibly stealing a diamond known as the Flame of Persia, but her real claim to fame is being a weird boob whale. And no one, and I mean no one, can take that away from her, even though I wish they would. Egghead. The legendary Vincent Price played this breakfast-themed buffoon on the 1966 Batman series, but not even an actor of that stature could save this character from being a few eggs shy of an omelet. Now, ostensibly called Egghead because he's, quote, the world's smartest criminal, he quickly proved that theory dead wrong by using nothing but egg-shaped weapons like laughing gas eggs and tear gas eggs that were produced by, I shit you not, a chicken who ate a lot of onions. Come on, dude! What are you doing, DC? The King of Cats. Do you have a sibling who seemingly gets all the credit? Are you constantly told you should be more like them? Do you also secretly want to bang your sibling? Well, if so, you might be a Lannister or Carl Kyle, aka the King of Cats, Catwoman's crappy brother. He didn't even stick with the right naming convention, that's how much this guy sucks. No! There was another dude named Kite Man who came along a decade later and used a giant cat robot to wreak havoc on Gotham City. That actually sounds cool. The King of Cats sounds like a piece of shit. At the end of the day, the King of Cats is just a shining example of why it's better to be A, an only child, and B, a dog person. Kite Man. Have you ever thought to yourself, wow, I'm like sick as hell at hang gliding? You know what I could use this for? Crime. If so, congratulations, you might be Kite Man, or also a monster. This D-lister is literally named Charlie Brown in honor of everyone's favorite progeria-addled cartoon child. His main skill is having total control over kites. Over kites! The craziest part of all this is that he actually forced Batman to stoop to his level and strap a giant kite to his back that he made out of wallpaper in his prison cell. Be happy your parents weren't alive to see you like this, Bruce, because Jesus Christ. The Baffler. With a costume that makes my eyes bleed and a name that makes me just feel bad, the Baffler is truly one of the worst Batman villains of all time. This goober of a jackhammer operator turned lowest level criminal was basically doomed to fail from the start. Case in point, during his big villainous moment, he was delivering an evil monologue to Robin and Spoiler, who he somehow managed to tie up, but then was knocked unconscious when a bunch of pipes fell and hit him in the head. And I wish the same thing would happen to me so I could forget this poor bastard ever existed. And those are some of the best worst Batman villains of all time. But tell me, which is your favorite? What would you add to this list? Let me know in the comments below and give me a super villainous thumbs up while you're there, Batman! Be sure to like and subscribe or else you might miss next week's show when we talk about the story of a veteran MI6 agent who has to come out of retirement during the Cold War to stop the children of the Nazen XB and Silk Spectre from Watchmen in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy Kids. Until next time, keep on digging. And special thanks to Ubisoft and their new melee combat game For Honor for sponsoring today's show. Choose your faction and battle it out as a member of the Knights, Vikings, or Samurai. With tons of heroes to choose from and maps to play on, be sure you don't miss For Honor, available now. Go to forhonor.ubisoft.com to learn more and pick up a copy. Let's open up the old mailbag, shall we? At Pablo M asks, what movie soundtrack would you use to play over your daily life? Well, funny you should ask, Pablo. According to my Spotify, I listen to Cliff Martinez's Contagion soundtrack on the regular. It's really great music when you're just trying to work, or if Johnny Greenwood's There Will Be Blood score is just too stressful. At Get Swole Jones asks, now that Stranger Things 2 has a release date, what bits of nostalgia are you most looking forward to? Well, considering they're likely in 1984 due to the Ghostbusters costumes, I demand homages to two of the greatest films of 1984, Purple Rain and Footloose. I simply will not settle for anything less than the power of dance stopping the Upside Down. At Xander Network asks, what is the worst pizza topping you've ever had? Ooh, this is a hard one. I'm not entirely sure. I would blame the topping. It might have just been the pizza itself, but I'm not a big fan of Hawaiian pizza, specifically the ham. It's like, just be prosciutto or bacon, not straight up ham. So yeah, ham sucks, but tell me, what's the worst pizza topping you've ever had? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.